The Game Awards. Probably one of the worst years in recent memory, so much so that a DLC is nominated. And dare I say, a DLC is going to win. We'll see. We'll see. Let's start off. Wait, you're trying to start us with the game of the year? Hold on. Let's go to something more irrelevant. We can't start with the best esports team. It doesn't get more irrelevant than that. All right, Billy Gaming. That's Chinese, so we might have to vote for them. We don't want the CCP to get mad at us. But looking at all these names, the only one I know is Team Liquid. Respectfully, everyone else is either League of Legends or Counter-Strike. So I'm gonna have to be an American Andy and just rep Valve and Team Liquid. With all due respect, shout out Dota 2. I hate all those games, but shout out Dota 2. On to the next category. Best esports athlete. Where's my boy Faker? This dude. Listen, I don't like League, but you gotta respect the Michael Jordan of esports. He's above the Michael Jordan of esports. With that said, I would have voted for an FGC player if they were here, but they're probably a little bit too irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, unfortunately, to be put on this list. But just know if we had a Daigo who loses, but everyone loves him, or a Tokido, or even a Punk, dare I say I'd vote for a Punk on this. We got to give it to Faker. Obviously the GOAT. I know nothing other than Faker's the GOAT. So Faker sweep. Shout out these other dudes. Best esports game. Yeah, I'm glad we started this way. We got to get all the garbage out of the way. Damn, they got League of Legends and mobile League of Legends? Or is this not even mobile League of Legends? Surely it is, right? The fact that it doesn't say made by Riot scares me. But if I'm not just being an overall hater, I have played Counter-Strike. I don't think it was 2. It probably was Go. And I've played Valorant. Haven't played anything else. With that said, I'm just gonna rep Dota again. I don't think they're gonna win, but I'll go Dota. They have that one song. You know the one. That's what I'm basing it off of. Now, after this, we should be getting into categories that I would have more of an actual say on. Once again, if they put Street Fighter 6 here, I would have been hyped. I would have repped Street Fighter 6. But, you know, fighting games. And it's fair. I get it. Content Creator of the Year, Queso, Elo Wan, Techo Gamers, Typical Gamer, Pakora, no shot. I've never seen her. Like a video of her. I know of her from HoloLive. She's a VTuber. I'm a VTuber. By law, I gotta rock with my people, okay? Pakora wins. Besides me just being racist, I guess, and like voting for my own kind, I only know this dude. He seems like a Fortnite farmer in a way. He just, you know, just kind of like farms the children of Fortnite, which I can respect. I'm pretty sure this guy's mad funny though. Queso, shout out him. These dudes, entirely unfamiliar with. Maybe they're like one of the giant Spanish streamers, unless I'm accidentally being racist again and saying that because his name's Juan, which if I am, my bad. But of these, everyone here, I'm pretty sure Queso's gonna win. So I'm gonna, you know, try my best to get Pakora second place. Should have been Miko.
Fuck you, Miko. Fuck you, Miko. No. You.
Most anticipated game, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably, what a word, illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. If you're gonna word it like that, brother, you see it. There should not be anyone up here. Grand Theft Auto, clearly. First of all, Death Stranding 2, Walking Simulator. How is Walking Simulator 2 gonna push the gaming medium forward? This should be a movie with all due respect. Ghosts of Yote. Listen, I know Sony has their homies out there. I don't even know if I should call them homies. Sony ponies, you know the vibes. They love Sony. They love everything Sony does. They can do no wrong. Brother, this is an action game. We've seen a million of these. We'll see a million more. Is it one of the best? Sure, yeah. It's not pushing anything forward. Monster Hunter, it's Monster Hunter. It's cool. It felt slick. I'm sure it'll be a great game. But the only vote you could make here is Grand Theft Auto 6. With that said, Nintendo is innovative. I believe in Nintendo to push the gaming medium forward as a whole. Metroid Prime 4? I don't know. They pushed it forward when Samus was a woman. That was sick. That was back in the day, though. It's normal now. We got the woman on the cover, not hiding behind the mask. Shout out Grand Theft Auto 6. I look forward to this very much. Best adaptation. Okay, well, this is kind of unfair. If you know me, we have a history with one of the items on here. By law, I must pick it. Shout out the Ghoul. I love him very much. It's Fallout for me. Far and away Fallout, though Arcane was pretty good too. I did not watch season 2. Even if I did, I'm probably leaning Fallout. I'm almost certain that Arcane's gonna win though. League is far too popular to lose. Hope I'm wrong. Best multiplayer, Tekken 8. Brother, what are you doing? Do you enjoy lag? Do you enjoy rage quits? Do you enjoy not getting the win when they rage quit? Then yeah, sure, it's Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is garbage. Tekken players are garbage. Certainly not this. If we're being fair, it's probably Black Ops 6. It's by far the most popular. This is what should win, no matter how you feel about it. I'm not going to vote for it. Helldivers 2, it had its moment in the sun. It definitely did. It was very popular. Everyone loved it. Kind of fell off, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's how it goes. Honestly, Warhammer kind of cannibalized the Helldivers players a little bit. But I legitimately think every single game on here except Tekken 8, because I am a Soul Calibur fanboy and I am still salty and forever will be, is a good game and could win and I wouldn't cry. But if we're being real, if we're being honest, the best multiplayer on here, the game you will have the most fun playing, it is Super Mario Party Jamboree. It genuinely is. This is an insanely fun game. They cooked. Like, most Mario Parties are the same, and this is also kind of the same, don't get me wrong, but it's just different enough. They actually did surprisingly well on this, and believe it or not, this is going to sound insane, this has a better netcode than Tekken 8. It might just be the people I was playing with had good connections, but I lagged more playing 30 minutes of Tekken 8 than I did hours of this. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Sweep. If you don't have friends, maybe not. Then you play Tekken if you don't have friends. Best sports racing game. All right, we got F1 24 for the Europeans. We got EA Sports FC for the Europeans. We got 2K25 for the Americans. We got Top Spin 2K25 for literally no one. And we got 2K24 WWE for just me and like 7 other dudes in the back cheering. I know this is not gonna win. I want it to win. I know it won't. I will not waste my votes. But you know, 2K, they're pretty scummy. There's no answer here. We have to throw it away. We have to throw it away to Topspin and hope enough people think it's funny to vote Topspin. That's the only good answer. Wait, where's NCAA? Actually, I'm surprised I didn't put that on here. I don't even like college football, and I was like hooked watching YouTube videos of that for a minute. Best sim strategy. All right, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone here, but I did watch a lot of Frostpunk too. By a lot, I mean like 2 streams, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed watching it. I know this is very popular though. Unicorn Overlord, and it has the best name, and it is Atlas. You guys love Atlas, the Persona heads. So either Frostpunk or Unicorn Overlord should win. I'm gonna vote Frostpunk because I'm not that big of a weeb, and I expect it to lose to Unicorn Overlord. So I'm just over here, you know, doing my part to create a war within fandoms. Best family for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. All right. Plucky Squire, you don't belong. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, you managed to make a Zelda game, maybe not be that good, you don't belong. Princess Peach Showtime, you also don't belong. This is best family game, and there's only 2 options. I hate Sony as much as the next guy, don't get me wrong. In fact, I hate Sony way more than the next guy, but they cooked. Astrobot is phenomenal. It is, however, single player. Sure, it's just fun to watch and, you know, chill with the gang, but Super Mario Party Jamboree, once again, Nintendo peaked with this. They cooked beyond belief. If you're gonna go family game, all the family needs to be able to play Super Mario Party Jamboree. Astrobot's game of the year, guys. Could you imagine? Like, forget Elden Ring, forget Balatro, forget Final Fantasy, it's Astrobot. Best fighting. Oh boy. Oh boy, all right. This is where it gets fun. This is where it gets interesting. Grand Blue, you do not belong. Multiverses, first of all, you're a platform fighter. You're not real. Even if you were real, you would not win because you're a garbage game. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. This is for the boomers, right here. And if this does win, hey man, the chances that a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 might be higher. It might be. I would love to see it. However, with that said, I see what we are up against. This is a battle between Tekken and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. For the record, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero does not belong here either. It belongs here less than Multiverses belongs here. It's an arena fighter. You can get upset at that statement, but it is true. It does not belong. It belongs more than Sifu did last year, or whenever Sifu was nominated. But with that said, it's Dragon Ball. This is the only competition for Tekken. I cannot see Tekken winning. I do not want to see Tekken winning. So I'm voting for this. I really hope it upsets people. Not that I'm voting for this. I know that will. But I hope this upsets people when it wins. Because it's not a real fighting game. But as long as it's not Tekken, I'll be chilling. Best RPG. Dragon's Dogma 2. Imagine, dude. I can't imagine. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm scared this is winning. People love Final Fantasy. They really, really do. And then you got Yakuza, that's not winning. And then you have Persona, but medieval. Metaphor. This looked awesome. This looked real good. If this wins, I do not have any beef. In fact, I think it deserves to win. However, this is going to be the one that's leading. And this, the DLC, is going to be its only competition. Of these, this is the only one I played, and I do genuinely believe this is far and away better than every game on here, except maybe this one, but I've never played it. It's just a different type of game, you know, it's a JRPG. But I definitely think it cooks Final Fantasy VII. I don't think it's gonna win though. I pray it does, but I don't think it will. And I know there's the whole DLC argument. We'll talk about that more when it's time for Game of the Year. But if I was being fair and basing this just off of best RPG, this might sound weird, but Elden Ring and other Souls-likes, like I know they're technically RPGs, but they don't really necessarily feel like an RPG in the truest sense. So for that, I'm voting Metaphor. No, I'm kidding. I'm still voting Elden Ring. I just got to do my part in causing chaos on Twitter. You know what I mean? Best Action Adventure. All right, this is easy AF. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, one of the worst Zelda games, IMO. Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft, don't start. Silent Hill, actually kind of goated. They popped off with this. Prince of Persia, Ubisoft, once again, please leave. With that said, this is one of the better Ubisoft games. Also, with that said, I believe this, like the studio that made it, they no longer exist. So do with that what you will. If I was an all-powerful being, I would vote for this to, you know, give them a handshake and say you did good despite, you know, Ubisoft axing you. But it's clearly Astrobot. It's one of the two. And like I said, just remember, I'm a gigantic Sony hater. I genuinely despise them. Astrobot is peak. Like, they put Nintendo on watch. Like, Switch 2's coming out. They need to go crazy with a 3D Mario. They have proper competition now. Best action game. Is Black Ops an action game? Can we put you guys here? I don't know if we can put you guys here. Well, you know, with all due respect, can I get some Zinemas in the chat, please? I don't think I need to speak too much on this. There's a clear winner. It is Black Myth Wukong. This is so good. I love this. This is very fun. Was it a little wonky times? Were there a lot of invisible walls? Yes. But best action game focused primarily on combat? The combat was fun. This was good. Stellar Blade if you're a gooner, sure. The rest of these are like shooters, which is like kind of weird, champ. Gotta go Black Myth Wukong. Best VR AR. I probably shouldn't vote on this. So I'm gonna click Batman because I'm a child. I've never played VR in my life. Best mobile game. Oh boy. Listen, this is the first time ever that there's competition in the mobile game award. MiHoYo / Hoyoverse. Shout out to CCP once again. They win every single time. But there's a chance, fellas. There's a chance. We might get it. Balatro might beat them. With that said, dude, Pokemon might beat them too. A lot of people are playing this. I almost downloaded this. But Balatro is amazing. One of the best games I've ever played. Period. Shout out Balatro. And that's a one-man dev team. Best debut indie game. All right, well, I mean, I'm sure the rest of these are pretty good. But dude, Balatro, come on. One-man team, Donkey get cooked. You can't compete. Local Thunk, the legend, the GOAT. Best indie. Okay, man, once again, we're just Balatro. With that said, UFO 50, respect. This is a very cool idea for a game. I respect them very much. They're no Balatro. And if you're a gristhead, you're an artsy type of fella, I'm sure Neva goes hard. But for me, Balatro all day. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. inclusive of social media activity and game updates slash patches. All right. So there's a couple of ways to go about this one. First things first, Final Fantasy, get out. You do not belong here. Actually, I'm sorry. This is Final Fantasy 14. They put the dude from the other number that I forget the name of because there's so many. So I didn't realize it. Final Fantasy does belong here. This is the best Final Fantasy. This is the Final Fantasy I respect the most. This does belong here. It's not going to win, though. Baldur's Gate, they let us date Minthara. That's sick. Goated. Love them for that. We also got Fortnite, and like as much as everyone hates him, probably Fortnite. Cathale's saying why is Fortnite and Helldivers on there, and I gotta say, Fortnite probably deserves it the most. They support the community the most. Non-stop updates and patches. That right there is why Fortnite is there. Now, Helldivers. This is where we question, before I get into Helldivers actually, No Man's Sky. This went from pure garbage to pretty good game. So I respect them for that. I feel like they won this last year though, so I'm not gonna do it again. As I was saying, however, Helldivers have an interesting story. Do we give them the community support award for fighting back against evil Sony and getting like half of a dub that kind of got retracted in the end? That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, do I give it to them because they fought against Sony at least a little bit? I need to like look up what was the actual end game of the Helldivers to Sony debacle, because it still wasn't good, right? Like the Filipino people still can't play it or something. Like something happened. We give it a Baldur's Gate because they showed people know how to make a video game. Is that community support though, or is that game of the year last year? I think that's game of the year last year. It never came back. So Helldivers just can't be purchased in certain countries, correct? If that is the case, they're most certainly not best community support. Not their fault. It's Sony's fault. Sony's garbage. If we're actually giving this a proper reward for updates and patches, it is Fortnite. However, we're selfish people and we're gonna vote on the game that we respect the most. So it really is Baldur's Gate 3. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't like CRPGs. I didn't know what a CRPG was. I thought it stood for Chinese role-playing game. It's computer. This was great. I couldn't really tell you what updates and patches they've been rolling out recently. I know a lot of people still have complaints about how Gale nonstop tries to, how do I word this? I'll just say date them. And how Shadowheart thirsts for Halcyon. But overall, Baldur's Gate 3 is the best game here, so I'm going to ignore the category and simply click Baldur's Gate 3. Shout out my boy Astarion. I'm still mad, Jeff, Dorito Pope boy. I'm mad you shooed my boy Astarion off the stage so you could get the ads. I'll never forgive you for that. Now we got best ongoing. All right, you know what? Maybe this is more so where Fortnite shines. Maybe not best community support. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So Fortnite should win. I know I've been hating on Final Fantasy. In general, my beef lies with 7, more so than 14. I'm gonna vote this just to see the Juggernaut possibly lose. It's between these two. Everything else here is not gonna win. It's just because that fill out the category. You know it, I know it. So it's between these two. I'm gonna vote Final Fantasy if they bring back AOT within the time of the Game Awards. I'll come here and I'll change my voice. My vote, rather. Though it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Not entirely sure what that means. Not entirely sure what these games are. Never seen Closer the Distance. Never seen Indica. I know Neva. Shout out Gris. Life is Strange. I know that game. Hellblade 2. I also know that game. I probably should not vote on this, respectfully, since I don't know what it is. With that said, I'm going to rock with the lesbians. I know Life is Strange is for the lesbians, so I'm going to stand with them in solidarity and vote Life is Strange. Shout out to the lesbians. You got my vote. Innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. I unironically think this is extremely based. I love this award. I wish I knew what these games did, though, to innovate in accessibility. Can we just give the award to Microsoft for their controller, their accessibility controller? But I do love games that have accessibility options. I think it's a very Chadley move by the devs. So shout out to any game studio that tries to help the little fellas or the big fellas that can't exactly play like everyone else. I legit don't know how to vote on this because I don't know what anyone did. Like, I could make a joke and say I'm going Dragon Age because it was so accessible, it caused extreme outrage. But I kind of don't want to give it to them because I don't think they actually did anything. How does that cause outrage? I don't know, dude. Everyone hates Dragon Age. Not because they made it accessible, but because they put like top scars in the character creation. I don't consider that accessibility though. That'd be inclusivity. So I don't, it needs to be, you need to play these games in depthly to know what they possibly did. I wish they had a little write-up. I'm just gonna throw it away to Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, because the devs need something. They got fired, give them the accessibility award, okay? If I find out what these people actually did, and if it was good, might change the vote. I'll probably forget, if I'm being honest. But based award tier. Listen, Macon, I know it's Ubisoft, but they got fired by Ubisoft, so they hate Ubisoft, right? This is the real Ubisoft, okay? This one's different. Best performance, Astarion, again. I don't know anyone, so I'm gonna be sexist and root for the only man. How's that sound, fellas? Does this sound good? Memes aside, I think this dude kind of cooked in Silent Hill 2. From the stream I watched, he kind of cooked. So like, I started it as a bad joke, but I actually do think he wins. So my boy, Luke Roberts, handshake brother. She has a cool name though, Humberly, very humble Kimberly. I like it. But Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2. I'd pick the pretty lady to the far left. See, that's why you need people like me out here voting for the men. See, look, Mechanic's doing it too. Brianna all day. You see these guys? Listen. Look at these guys. Look at the chat. This is why I did it, right? I have to stand in solidarity. Listen, I stood in solidarity with the lesbians, and like the 2 ago, I got to stand in solidarity with the lone guy up here. Now we got best audio design. So, you guys want to hear something crazy? I don't know if you know this. I'm not sure if it's Warzone or Black Ops 6, but they're selling premium audio. I'm dead serious. They are selling premium audio for Call of Duty. So, they're disqualified, whether it's Black Ops 6 or Warzone, they're disqualified for best audio design. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's audio is so good. I know I've been hating on it, but their audio is so good, you can hear Tifa's jiggle physics. So that's pretty up there. This is actually, honestly, like with no memes, every meme dead, maybe it should be Hellblade, because they got like they're talking to you, they're whispering in the left side of your ear, the right side of your ear. This is really fun though, Astrobot. I'm gonna attempt to give Xbox a win. They're not gonna get it. I'm gonna try. If they do get it, it's fair. I don't think they will, but the audio design of Hellblade is good. It's like it scares some people. There's a warning when you start the game. And everyone who bought that stuff is they got to vote for Black Ops. You guys know what the worst part is? Our vote doesn't matter. This is like, our vote counts for maybe like 20% or something. I'm not entirely sure. They have gaming media members whose vote matters far more than ours. So, GG's to us. But we're out here. We're doing our best. We're having fun. Best score and music. Astrobot, Final Fantasy, Metaphor, Silent Hill, or Stellar Blade. See, off the top of my head, it's just Astrobot. Because Astrobot has a song that says their name in the song. You know what I mean? Astrobot has that, which is a cheat. Final Fantasy does have goated music though, if I stop hating for a second. Kosh is saying Stellar Blade, but I'm pretty sure he's gooning, so I can't pick that. Yeah, for the plot, see, he's gooning. I gotta go Astrobot, dude, because it's Astrobot's, and if you have a song that says your name, you win. You can't do Final Fantasy 7 it doesn't work, it's too long. It needs to be Astrobot. Astrobot sweep. And Astrobot and Balatro are walking away with the most wins. That's crazy. CEO of the event picks everything like American Idol and The Voice, the Dorito Pope, Jeff Keighley. This is just money laundering and ads. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I think Neva might win this if we want to rock with the indie gang. But me personally, I don't like how Gris looks. I don't like how Neva looks. I like how Astrobot looks. I mean, look at my model. I'm a cartoon fella. I got like the conquer eyes over here. I like Astrobot. I liked Black Myth Wukong too. That's some very cool Chinese art going down and around. Dude, honestly, Black Myth they had the anime at the end. They had the movies at the end, the musicals. Part of me's tempted. I do like the art direction of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. This has real good art too. You know what? Best art direction is stacked. Unironically, this is stacked. This is a toss-up. I'm giving Sony too much love, and I know I said I'm not rocking with this. I gotta root for the little guys. Let me put it this way. Astrobot has more going for it than just art. Black Myth has more going for it than just art. Shadow of the Erd Tree has more going for it than just art. Metaphor has more going for it than just art. Neva might have more going for it than just art. But on the surface, what I know of Neva is it's the art. You play it for the art. So I will vote for it on that. Is that a pity vote? Maybe. Kinda. But they're all winners in this category, right? Except maybe Shadow of the Erd Tree, if I'm being fair. Mesmer looks cool though. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is gooning for Tifa the narrative, because then Final Fantasy wins. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, classic Yakuza shenanigans. This is just a movie, and this is iconic. This is an iconic story. And I'm sure this goes crazy, but I didn't play it, so I don't really know. I'm not going to vote for Xbox and try to give them a win again. I'm going to vote for the only competition I see on Final Fantasy winning this, and that is Silent Hill. With that said, understand the media is voting for Final Fantasy, so this is largely irrelevant. But legitimate round of applause for the Bloober team and Konami for like actually cooking with Silent Hill 2. Everyone thought it was going to suck, me included. Best game direction. All right, we're getting to like the big awards now, the important ones. Not that the others are less important. Maybe the esports ones are. But awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. It's Balatro. You might not think it's Balatro, but it's Balatro. This is what peak game direction looks like. I hate to break it to you, but it is. If Balatro doesn't win, I will be okay with an Astrobot win or even a Metaphor win. But these three, respectfully, the direction you're going has been done 8 billion times. In fact, you're a DLC. This is the only time I'll knock this for being a DLC. You're a DLC. You can't win game direction. You can win game of the year. You can't win game direction. You're Chinese, which makes it different and cool, but you're an action game, bro. You're respectfully an action game, and you are like a sequel of a remake. You're not winning game direction either. Balatro. It's crazy to think that I paid, I don't know, $10. I don't even know how much I paid for this. $10 on this, and I get more time out of it, made by one person, and I get more time and enjoyment out of it than all of these. Listen, first things first, I am a gameplay Andy. I play games because I like the gameplay aspect. Story, music, art, etc., all that stuff. It's important to an extent, sure, but I will forever and always prioritize the game itself. The gameplay. I've not played Balatro. It's a roguelike poker game, Kosh. And I used to stream this when it first came out before Northern Lion blew it up. No one liked it, bro. It was like, listen, I get 9 viewers on a good day. I have 4 viewers playing Balatro. They were not vibing with it. But it grew, and now everyone knows Balatro is peak. And I couldn't be happier. You know what made Balatro pop off? Balatro getting banned in certain countries because they thought it was real gambling is what made Balatro pop off. So shout out to those idiotic countries. All right, gamers. Game of the year. I kind of just went on a pretty long speech about why Balatro wins. So basically copy and paste what I just said to this segment as well, and it is Balatro. However, guys, we have a fight, all right? We have a fight on our hands. This is very serious. I am not stupid. I know my vote is meaningless. I know Balatro will not win. I also know Astrobot will not win. I also know the CCP is not funding the Dorito Pope Jeff Keighley. Black Myth Wukong will not win. Listen, Persona, Atlas, Metaphor, head pat to you guys. Yous are cool. I'm sure you will not win. There's a bigger and better JRPG. It is Final Fantasy VII. And it is going against Shadow of the Erd Tree. The DLC. This year for gaming, kind of sucked, kind of garbage. You have a 3D Mario clone and a card game being the actual 2 best games that they had to put in DLC. And between you and I, the DLC was cool. It wasn't amazing. I just beat it recently. Shout out Redacted. Almost spoiled it for people. In case, if you haven't been spoiled yet on the DLC, handshake. Congrats. No one write the name in chat. But this is between Shadow of the Erd Tree and Final Fantasy. I do not want Final Fantasy to win. I do not rock with Square Enix. I do not rock with Sony. Speaking of Sony, did you guys hear that Sony might be buying the company that owns From Software? I'm terrified. We pray that doesn't happen. But it needs to be Shadow of the Erdtree, because I do not want Final Fantasy to win, and I want to lick up the salty tears of people on Twitter. When a DLC wins a Game of the Year, so Michael Zaki, I've smited your name many times. We've gotten into many battles, but for this once, I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. Please do it, and please fight your hardest to not get From Software sold to Sony. Final answer, Balatro. No, I'm kidding. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. But Balatro's better, let it be known. And there it is. Those are my votes. All right, listen, that's probably way too small for you guys to see, but there you have it. This is my vote card. And these are the objectively correct votes, by the way. Unless you know the actual game that had impact instead of just rocking with the lesbians. And if you know the game that actually did innovate in accessibility instead of just rocking with the team that got fired. But anyway, there it is. Sony, Ubisoft, shout out Balatro, and shout out Michael Zaki. I hope Elden Ring wins. Salute, brother.